Yo, 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 what is up? What is up? Monday, February the 1st. We have officially hit February. Let's go. Yo, what's going on? What is up? What is up? Monday, February the 1st, 2021, folks. We'll kind of let everybody file in here in the next minute or so. Of course, taking your questions, comments, calls here on a Monday. Boy, oh boy, what a way to start off the month of February. Personally, Gamecock-wise, man, we got a lot of positive momentum here on a Monday. So really, really excited. Lance, Ritter, Leighton, Phil, Travis, Elizabeth, what's going on? What is up? Appreciate y'all tuning in again. Monday, February the 1st, 2021, taking your questions, comments, calls. But man, what a way to start the month. A lot of baseball news here on a Monday. I am very, very fired up. If you cannot see behind me, just announced South Carolina will be traveling to Texas for a 3-game series, the first meeting between the two schools since the 2002 College World Series. And if you're wondering, what do you mean revenge will be sweet? Texas beat South Carolina in the 2002 College World Series final to capture the national championship. Again, first time those two teams have played since then. I'm jacked, man. My only question now is, am I going to Austin? So, again, hope you guys are doing well on a Monday. We got a lot to get into. Of course, basketball. I see Ritter already fired it up in the comments. Ritter, I know you're pissed off. I'm pissed off too. But a lot of positive momentum here on a Monday. Also had a great conversation this morning. You guys probably saw with Chad Holbrook, former South Carolina baseball coach. The cat's out of the bag. Talked to Coach Holbrook this morning. Unbelievable conversation. We got a lot to be thankful for, a lot to be excited about here on a Monday, guys. Before we get rolling really deep with everything, I want to tell you, my friends, over at Flex Squad Fitness, because the Daily Crow is presented to you by our friends over at Flex Squad Fitness. Guys, CJ Profit, that's the man behind it all. He's been a certified personal trainer for 10 years. He struggled with his own weight. He's been there, right? He struggled with his own weight for many years. Eventually lost 85 pounds doing the exact same type of training he's doing at the gym at Flex Squad Fitness, which again is located in Chapin, South Carolina. They do one-on-one small group training. They do strength, high intensity interval training, endurance training. The goal, guys, is to not only help people look great on the outside, but more importantly, help them make them stronger and more confident on the inside. Again, the difference with what CJ does, he has actually been there before. So he knows the struggles. He knows what you're going through. They're going to set you up with nutrition plans. They're going to set you up with a specific workout plan to make sure you hit your goals and hit your needs. They do their best to make their place as fun as possible as well. You're going to work hard, but you're going to enjoy the process, guys. The place changes people inside and out. You're not going to regret walking in the door. You'll probably just wish you did it sooner. And guys, again, the incentives they're offering right now. They offer a free week. Anyone wants to try it out or try out their classes, or 2 free one-on-one sessions to see what they're all about. And guys, if you go over to Flex Squad Fitness in Chapin, South Carolina right now, tell them that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. They're going to give you your first month free. I mean, it's just, you can't ask for much more than that. So again, that's Flex Squad Fitness in Chapin, South Carolina. Check them out. Tell CJ I sent you, and go get after it, man. Flex Squad Fitness, Chapin, South Carolina. I appreciate them supporting the Daily Crow. All right, let's take your questions, comments, everything else. I'm sure everybody wants to vent on this Monday. I really used the podcast that dropped this morning, episode 371. Great show today, but I really used, if you listen, I used the podcast to just vent. I literally just vented for 30 minutes. Just voicing frustrations. I'm really like, my mind today has, if I seem like I'm in a more chipper mood, my mind is totally shifted to baseball. I'll be totally honest with you guys. Especially with all the baseball news dropping this morning. But, in case you missed it, just came out. South Carolina, Texas in baseball. Gamecocks will travel to Austin. You see behind me, March 12th to the 14th. Revenge will be sweet. It will indeed. Travis Lee, Frank Martin retiring end of season, ? I've heard rumors. I have no idea. I haven't heard that. I have no clue. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. and I know, again, that's going to be the big topic of conversation. And, again, I think apathy is set into Gamecock basketball. I think, I'll put it this way. Am I trying to use COVID as a crutch and as an excuse? No, I am not. But I will say it would feel weird for South Carolina to make the move and fire him after this season. That would be weird to me. It would, with everything that's going on, Frank having COVID twice. I mean, it would be weird to me for South Carolina to make the move this season, after the season. But I think we can all agree at this point, we are on the back end of the Martin tenure in Columbia. We are. We're witnessing the end of it, honestly. So, because I'll be honest, I don't really see it turning around anytime soon. I think this season it's going to get worse before it gets better. I mean, you've got Florida and then Mississippi State and whatever. The schedule does you no favors. I think that if he comes back next year, which, again, I don't see why he wouldn't, I think if South Carolina, which I'd expect them to have another very mediocre season next year, I think he's gone. I think he'll step down, if you will. I don't know that South Carolina would fire him, but I think he will step down. I think we're on the back end of it. I mean, you just got crushed by a horrific Vanderbilt team that hadn't won a single SEC game, yet. They beat you for the first one. I think they've won 4 SEC games over the last 3 seasons, and 2 of them have come against South Carolina, or half of them have come against South Carolina, whatever that stat is. So, I don't know, man. I think apathy is fully in effect with Gamecock basketball. I think this program, again, I am not the one leading the charge and leading the pack when it comes to fire Frank Martin, but this program's really hit a wall. You know what I mean? This program's hit a wall. Apathy is set in. Appreciate Frank for what he did. The Final Four run was fantastic, but realistically, in 10 years, what have we really done? I mean, it's just, Frank's, I'll put it to you this way, because people want to bring up it's tough to win at South Carolina, and I totally agree, by the way, but Frank makes it even harder because he's a tough SOB to play for, and that narrows his recruiting pool already more than it is. It's already hard to recruit to South Carolina, much less recruit for a coach or to play for a guy to play for a coach like Frank Martin. So, again, I think if we, and again, I just say this, I think if we were a school that actually cared about basketball, we would have made a change and would make a change, So, again, it's just hard, it's hard for me to believe that winning is the number one priority. What's the plan? Do we just think all of a sudden next year it's going to turn all around and we're going to have this great basketball program? We're going to get it figured out in year 10. I don't see it. I don't see it. So, again, I support Frank. I think he's a really, really good basketball coach. I mean, I don't think he's a perfect basketball coach by any means, but I think he's a good basketball coach, and he's done some great things in Columbia. There's no question. I think the only reason we have these high standards and expectations are because of Frank Martin and what he did with the program, but the program's gotten stale. I just think the program's gotten stale. And I'm not saying make a change for the sake of making a change, but something has to give. You know what I mean? Because again, it's getting to the point where fans just don't care about basketball anymore. They just don't. I mean, and why would they? Why should they? Why should they? The expectation's obviously not to win. So I mean, what's the point? So I don't know. It is what it is. I'd love to, again, take you guys' questions, comments, calls, everything else. I obviously could not believe the game Saturday. I couldn't believe it. Genuinely could not believe it. You just lost to a horrific. I mean, there wasn't there wasn't any. There's nothing to break down. X's and O's wise. You got beat by a bad Vandy team. So you got beat by a really, really bad Vandy team, and that's pretty much it. So, again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls as well. 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. February the 1st, 2021, guys, we officially have baseball this month. 18 days to opening day. We are continuing along this week, by the way, with the season preview series The position unit previews tomorrow. I'll break down the Gamecock shortstops. And then on Thursday, I think, either Thursday or Friday, probably Thursday, though, I will break down South Carolina's third baseman heading into the season. And then next week, we will do catchers and outfield. And then the following week is game week. And that Monday show, I will have a full season preview, breakdown, everything for Gamecock baseball. So I'm very excited. You guys obviously know, love Carolina baseball. I love baseball in general, but love Carolina baseball. And just counting down the days, man. Counting down the days till first pitch. So really, really excited. Donnie Cunningham, yes, signing day this week also. I'm excited for that. It definitely just has a different vibe to it this year, though, with the coaching change stuff. And I don't know. I mean, you tell me. Are you as pumped as you normally would be? I'm just kind of like, man, I don't really know what to think. I guess, like, we're 14th in the SEC in recruiting. I mean, so that's kind of where I stand in regards to like how excited or pumped I am for signing day. It's like, okay, let's just makeshift this class and put these guys together, and we'll really start to judge Beamer on his recruiting for next year. But I mean, this year is just kind of, I mean, you want to talk about a wash? That's how it feels, at least. I know it's not totally a wash, but that's how it feels this year, unfortunately. So, David Sykes, it's kind of like Muschamp. He's a defense type of coach, and you're talking about Frank Martin. Yeah, I talked about this. It's very strange, the similarities between the basketball team and the football team and those seasons and those coaches and just how everything's gone down. You know what I mean? You have a defensive-minded head coach that his defense sucks. And there's no other way to put it. The defense sucks. So, I don't know, man. Again, I like Frank. I do. I think he's a good coach. I think he's a good basketball coach. But something's got to give, man. Something's got to give. The program's hit a wall. So, Aaron Gibson, yeah, Pat DeMarco was definitely on campus. Chance Crocker heard Frank is retiring at the end of the season. Yeah, that seems to be the hot rumor. I have no idea if that's the case. If he does, so be it. You know what I mean? And if he does, maybe it's for the best for all parties. I'd be honest with you. Maybe it's the best for all parties. Again, I like Frank, but realistically, man, it's just there's a disconnect. It's not working. Again, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to be the guy that's, fire Frank Martin, like leading the charge or anything. But I mean, you're making it hard for me to even care about South Carolina basketball at this point. So, yeah, Savannah, the women, Dawn's women, what a season they're having. What a run they're on. I think it's like 28 straight SEC wins. I mean, just par for the course for Dawn and them. So, Steven says, ready for baseball. Hopefully Kingston brings some energy to our other programs. Yeah, no, I think we're going to have a really good team, honestly. So, USC Sports, yeah, I saw South Carolina added another walk-on wide receiver. I did see that, the kid from AC Flora, yeah. C Mill _95, Frank will step down or retire before he is run out of Columbia for sure. Yeah, I don't think we'd ever truly fire him. I really don't. I'd be shocked. David Sykes, what do you think about our pitching? I love the pitching staff. Love the pitching staff this year. Yeah, feel really good about the rotation with Farr and Jordan up there. I think Bosnick will be the other guy, the lefty. You got some really, really talented young arms. I actually got to go to the scrimmage on Friday and watch the guy like Will Sanders throw it around. Dude's hitting 96 miles an hour. I mean, we got some arms. And then you look at the back end of the bullpen with guys like Brett Carey and Danny Lloyd and guys who have thrown a lot of innings for you, and Cam Tringali and Parker Coyne and John Gilreath. And yeah, I feel good about this pitching staff as a whole. Savannah Webster, don't come for me, but could our girls beat our guys right now? Savannah, I say this with all due respect. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. We can have this debate if you want, but no. Nope. I do not. I don't think any group of women is going to beat a group of men in a basketball game. And that's not being sexist. It's just there are obvious physical advantages. Like it's kind of unfair. Now, I'm not saying they couldn't keep it close, but when? Come on. Let's come on. Nah. Jaden Harris, you think women's basketball wins back-to-back national championships this year? Because let's be honest, we would have won it last year. I mean, why would you bet against Dawn Staley and her team? Gene Vincent says, I'd take the girls plus 10 for sure. I mean, that's fair, but there's no way the women's team's beating the men's team. That's not like a sexist thing. That's just like again, there are obvious advantages. Like here's the thing. Maybe at the guard, sure, but like Keyshawn Bryant and Wildens Levesque and McCreer, they would bully people. Like, come on. Yeah, they would bully people. So, again, guys, 843-790-3377. Obviously, the big news of the day thus far, South Carolina baseball adding Texas to its 2021 baseball schedule. And it's been announced that South Carolina will host Texas next season. So a home-and-home series. But the Gamecocks traveling to Austin March 12th through 14th. Obviously me as a baseball dude, I'm fired up as even as a college baseball fan. I'm so excited. The game has that. The series has everything. You have the revenge factor. The two teams face each other in the 2002 College World Series in South Carolina. South Carolina lost to Texas. Texas got the national title. That was back too. What's BS? That was back when the national title used to just be one game. It wasn't a 3-game series. It was literally one game. So, you have that aspect and just two historic programs going after it. I am so fired up to watch South Carolina, Texas. That's going to be an incredible series and a great test, a great test, a great measuring stick. You actually have that series the weekend before you start SEC play against Vanderbilt. So this team is going to be battle tested for sure. Adam Ritter, why does Frank suck at recruiting? I don't know, man. I just, there are obvious challenges with Frank's coaching style and the type of guys who want to play for him. So, I think that factors into it. So let's see. John Strickland, what's up, John? Men would win by 50, no offense. Yeah, dude, again, there's just obvious physical disadvantage or obvious physical advantages for the men's team. You can't like make that. You can't do that. You can't do that. So. All right, let's jump to the phone lines here.
Press 1.
Hey, Justin, what's up, man?
What's up, Chris? How you doing on a Monday?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Well, I've been better, except for the fact that I guess the Vanderbilt game completely ruined my Texas Roadhouse. Right? That was great.
Right.
Man, I'm just going to throw myself into the fire. You doing what you do. We have a split fan base when it comes to things. First, I just want to say my stance on Frank Martin. I'm very, very thankful that we had Frank Martin, and we've had him for 9 years, and for the progress and putting South Carolina men's basketball on the map that he has done. Right now, I feel like we're at a fork in the middle of the road, and it can go one or two ways. One, we can just keep going down the road we're down just to save fans and for the whole feeling movement and all that bull crap. Or we can look at the glass half full. Yes, we're in the middle of a bunch of blue blood, Duke, Wake Forest, and North Carolina, NC State, Kentucky, the big powerhouse of the college basketball. But you got to look at NC State. They have Mark Keaton, I believe his name was, who come from Duke. You got to look at from Chapel Hill. Then UNCW Wilmington got one of Roy Williams' assistants. So not only from a come play here standpoint do I feel like we can recruit good, we can also recruit coaches. Right. Because as you see, Frank Martin come in, gave us a good 9-year tenure, got us to a Final Four, kind of made us a household name. So we can recruit a coach like we could a player. Hey, you can come here, get away from the ACC conference where that's the SEC of football for basketball. Right. Come to the SEC, coach, beat up on some of the SEC teams, and then build it to where you can go to a Final Four, and that expectation and that culture is built there. Right now, I don't know what's going on with Frank. I know he's been dealing with COVID. I don't want to put anything more than COVID on him.
Right.
Jinxing or cursing.
I mean, he looks like shit though. Let's call it. He looks like shit.
Yeah. Call a spade a spade. He looks like shit.
Right.
And I feel bad for him, but I think the competitor in Frank is getting the best of him. you playing college baseball, you being a competitor, you know we want to win. We never want to put our cleats up, but there's got to come a point in time where is he doing more damage to his legacy that he's created at South Carolina by holding on? Or I think this year will be a good year for him to sit down and reevaluate and for the board to come together and say, hey, man, look, take the rest of the season off, get your mental and physical health to where it needs to be. Let's let the assistant coach ride the tenure out for the rest of the year, and let's reevaluate ourselves here and see if we need to part ways or what needs to be done. But a change needs to be made, and it needs to be made before the ship completely sinks.
Yeah, and especially to what you said. I mean, when you got Martin coming out saying that, I'm feeling 60%, or I mean, that's just alarming. You know what I mean? Like I don't care how. I know you like you said, you're a competitor and you want to be loyal and be out there for your guys. But when you're making a comment like that, I
applaud him.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, you can't have anything but utmost respect for him in that demeanor of team first, which I think is why the guys rally around him. But at the same point in time, you have to look at the guys of how they react to him when he's 100%. They kind of sometimes give him that, God, man, I wish you would shut up attitude and just let us work through this as a unit.
Right.
And whenever he's not felt well and he's been more reserved, it's like they've responded better. And I want to think I can't. And it's frustrating because I enjoy college basketball and we're finally doing shit. And it's like, please, God, don't let this be another Lou Holtz where we not win a game and we just go downhill. Like, let's keep our platform above water and make changes personnel-wise to where we just don't fall into a crapshoot.
Yeah. Listen, I think you make a lot of great points. I mean, I would say this. I mean, I'm at this point, I'm choosing not to lead the fire Frank Martin train by any means or what. And it's a much different vibe, right, than it was with Muschamp and, obviously with that the way that went down. But I mean, I'm definitely leaning much more to the side of like what you're saying. I mean, I just look at it from the standpoint of like, I don't want to fire Frank because I think he's a bad coach. I just think that like I said, I think apathy is just setting in. Like, it's just kind of like the program needs like a jolt. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I mean, it sucks to pull for a sport that has zero expectations. That's kind of what it feels like. Like we don't really even have expectations in basketball. I don't know why a lot of our fans like act like that's how it's supposed to be, or like we've never been good at, traditionally good. So why should we, bro? We've never been traditionally good at football. So like, why do people expect us to go win an SEC title? Like, let's keep the energy the same across all the sports. You know what I mean? Like, and I mean,
because like you said.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, I think the expectations are more than realistic from South Carolina fans. Because I saw some people yesterday on social media kind of going back and forth about, the expectations are so unrealistic. I'm like, I don't think South Carolina fans are asking for maybe I'm wrong. And I understand we've only made the NCAA tournament 9 times in our history. But, bro, like with the resources and the facilities and the money you pump in, like, I don't think making the tournament once every 3 to 4 years is some outlandish goal. You know what I mean? I just don't see it that way. And I never will. I mean, I think once you become okay with losing and being mediocre, it's like, I mean, you're defeated. You know what I mean? You're defeated. What's the point in even watching? How can you recruit to a school like that doesn't have expectations? I mean, kids want to go play for a school that's going to win games. You know what I mean? So, I don't.
Close out. I would say three quick closeout points.
Yeah.
One, I will honestly admit I was one of those fans. I enjoyed college basketball. I never thought we had a program to compete, so I never really gave a damn about our men's basketball program. Frank Martin messed up. He come in. He showed me that he could get talent. He showed me that we can have a name brand in the NCAA tournament, and he showed that we can get the talent to get us there. And I feel like with men's basketball, the same thing happened to football with Holtz, but Holtz was further at the end of his career than Spurrier. Spurrier come in and made us popular and showed us that we can break the curse of the logo and showed us that we can have expectations. And once Spurrier put them in, I think the right call was made by letting Muschamp go, because we've seen that those expectations was not getting met with Will, and we needed to right the ship. And like you said several times, football moves the needle and football brings the money in. So, of course, they had to hurry up and make a change with football. That way they could keep the money coming in. And now I think once fans rally together and actually do the same thing we done with football, that's what it's going to take for us to move the needle with basketball. No, in short, I don't want to see Frank go, but something has to be changed. And personally, I commend Frank, and I would not blame him for retiring or leaving, or just leaving the program with his legacy intact. And whenever the day and hour comes that we split ways with Frank Martin, he needs to be honored in that gymnasium in some way, shape, or form. I'm not saying call it Frank Martin Court because he's not Coach K, but he needs a banner and he needs something and some type of recognition because he's done something that hasn't been done.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, that final, like I said, that I know why it's tough for people on Frank Martin because that Final Four sticks out in their mind still. I mean, even 4 years later, people are they think back to that and they relive that, and rightfully so. You know what I mean? But definitely, I
have my shirt that's posted on my wall, so yeah, it hangs around.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I think you make a lot of great points, man. It'll be interesting to see how this thing unfolds in the the coming weeks and just the near future, really.
I appreciate it. As always, man, have a good day. Love talking Gamecock.
Yeah, man. You too. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Talk later.
All right, take care. Yep, good stuff. 843-790-3377, guys. I know I missed a call while we were on the phone there. So if you want to call back in, whoever that was. Yeah, I mean, listen, I also agree with what he's saying about honoring Frank Martin, but I think like naming the court after him, or I mean, come on, man. We got it. Come on. I mean, like, is that how low the bar is? I mean, good Lord. Come on. Let's raise the expectations just a little bit. Let's raise them a little bit. Because if you don't, then, I mean, what are you saying? What is the goal of South Carolina basketball? Just to have fun and have something to watch and keep us entertained? Or are we actually trying to win? So I don't know. We'll see. Let's see, guys. 843-790-3377. Steak. Cox by 90 with the steak. Love it. David Sykes says, I totally disagree with the caller. What part of it? Because there was a lot there. AJ, what's going on? Yeah, fired up here on a Monday, man. Obviously, the baseball news got me really going. That Texas series, I'm so fired up. 18 days to opening day, but the realities of basketball for sure. Skyland Reed Davis posted this earlier. So we expect to win more than 6 to 7 games in the toughest conference in football, but we find it okay to be in the back of the pack in one of the weakest conferences in college basketball. Makes no sense. Y'all need to hold Frank Martin accountable just like we did Will Muschamp. Again, it makes no sense. Y'all came in here and said year 5, and it still looks like year 1 with just different players. It's year 9, and it looks like year 1 with different players. No excuses. That's one take on it. So let's jump back to the phone lines here. Yo, David, what's up, man?
What's going on, Bo?
Not much. Just hanging out, man. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Let me get off base a little here for a second. I totally did not agree with what Dan College just said about Frank Martin. With a Vineyard Dam name statue and all this. But I want to get on a football note with you.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on being this first year? I mean, what are your expectations for this? 4, maybe 3, 5 wins?
I mean, honestly, man, I don't see any reasons why the expectation shouldn't be to make a bowl game. I mean, I think 6-6 is doable. I mean, you add back in the non-conference. I'm not sitting here saying if he wins 5, he needs to go. Obviously not. But I think again at every single sport on campus should expect to make the postseason. But you look at the schedule too, and the way it sets up. I mean, you have the non-conference schedule returning, and I mean, God, maybe I'll get burned on this in a couple of months, but I think there's 3 built-in non-conference wins in Eastern Illinois, East Carolina, and Troy. I mean, that's 3 off the jump. Then you got Vandy. That's 4. I mean, Tennessee's a train wreck. That could be another win. I think you should beat Kentucky at home. That's just my personal. Maybe you don't, but you got Mizzou. I mean, there's opportunities there. I think to get to 6-6. I mean, that'll be my expectation, if you will. I think it's more than doable. But, you know, and again, when you look at the front half of the schedule, I mean, heck, you got some fans picking us to start 6-1, which is, I mean, I think a little aggressive, but I mean, you know, I think, you know, for me, you know, and my way too early predictions, I actually picked us to go 6-6. I think getting to a bowl game in Beamer's first year should be the expectation, but I think that would be a huge success to get, you know, back to a bowl game in year one. But I mean, you look at the way this, and especially like I said, with adding the non-conference back in and the way it sets up in the front half of the schedule, that is certainly. And heck, I didn't even mention. I mean, you get Auburn at home again. That'll be a huge revenge game. You get Florida at home. I think yeah. I mean, you get you know, you get Florida at home. I think that could be a huge opportunity to pull an upset. I mean, you know, so I think getting to 6-6 is a doable is doable for Beamer's first year. Again, you know, we'll find out just very quickly what type of shape I guess this roster is in early in the season. But I mean, I think there's enough talent there to get to 6 wins personally. So, you know, that's probably what I'll be picking.
I'm excited, man. It's like, you know, he thought, you know, a different style in there, man.
Yeah, no, I'm excited too. I mean, you gotta. I mean, it's definitely the overall morale of the fan base is in a much better place than it's been in a long time. Now, again, like I said, I want fans to, you know, and I think fans will be patient with Beamer just because he has built up. He was here already before. He's built up a lot of good favor with the fan base. I mean, I think fans are going to be patient. They understand the challenge that lies in front of him, but. You know, I really want fans to be patient because, you know, we're not going to win 8 games this year. Bottom line, we're just not. You know what I mean? I don't, you know, I think we have some good ball players on campus. Don't get me wrong, but, you know, it's going to take some time to build this thing up, you know, to build his roster the way he wants it to be built. But with that being said, I think there are some decent players on this or good players on this roster. And, you know, if Coach Beamer and his staff can coach them up and get the most out of them, I mean, I think 6-6 that first season is very doable.
I mean, what got me the most was, and I think that video, he's like, it feels good to be home. Yeah. That's the kind of coach we've been needing. And I just thought Muschamp wouldn't, you know, he's a good recruiter, but they never coached him up.
Yeah. Well, and I definitely think, too, man, with just the state the program was in when, you know, when South Carolina was going throughout this coaching search, you know, I'd tell people, you know, at a lot of schools and maybe a lot of other places, like culture, and we all heard culture, right? Culture fit wouldn't be the most important thing. But when you look at the South Carolina program and the state it was left in and just how severed it is and how divided it is, you needed a guy like Beamer. You needed a guy like Beamer to come in and unite everybody. So, you know, I like I said, I definitely think if nothing else, the feel good, the overall temperature of the fan base, the morale is in a, like I said, much better spot than it's been in. But, you know, somebody made a great point. Press conferences don't win games. So that's, you know, we feel good right now. I mean, that's great. Like I said, we needed that. But this overall football team in 2021, I'll be interested to see what Coach Beamer can get out of it. And that's why I say if you go 6-6 or better, I think that's nothing but a huge success in year one. And again, if you struggle and maybe guys don't pan out the way you thought and you win 4 games or 5 games, I mean, is it going to be disappointing? Yeah, because I think, again, at South Carolina, you know, on the football side of things, your goals, to me, your expectations should never be below a bowl game. It shouldn't. Because once you get to that point where, we're okay with less than that, you're becoming Vanderbilt. I mean, you really are. So you got to keep your expectations. The expectations are a positive. They're not a negative. They're a positive, right? So
you gotta win more games each year and
right. You gotta show progress. You gotta show progress. And that's you know, the big wins in the last tenure, the last regime, if you will, they were there. We all know they were there, but it's not about, you know, one sporadic great performance. It's what do you do all those other times? I mean, it's like, you know, hey, even the 30 handicap out at Cobblestone can make a birdie or an eagle, but what do you do the other 17 holes? I mean, that's you know what I mean. So, and that was the biggest downfall of the last regime, if you will. So I'm excited for it, man. Again, I'm really excited. You know, I've heard things from people that are in the building that said there's just a totally different attitude, and the players have responded really, really well to it. And you know, I'm fired up. But again, you got to give Coach Beamer time to put this roster together. I mean, recruiting challenges are there, and guys transferring or leaving or whatever. But again, I think 6-6 this year is more than doable.
We got hit hard with that.
Yeah, but
on defense side of the ball anyway.
Yeah,
and especially in the back end.
Yeah, no, and there's a lot of places that you need to build depth. You need to build up your roster, but again, there's also places to be really excited. I mean, the running back position should be as good as it's ever been at Carolina. I mean, you feel like you've got a young, talented quarterback in Luke Doty. I mean, you brought in that Jason Brown dude to compete. I mean, can you get somebody to catch the football, make plays at wide receiver? But I mean, there are good players on this football team. But
man, we have receivers drop balls all year.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Well, hopefully Justin Stepp is the guy to, fix that. I don't know.
So my last question for you is, what do you think about our quarterback situation? Are you going to go with Doty?
Well, yeah, and it's tough to say because, I mean, the biggest question is just how good is Jason Brown? Like, he's obviously got the build, 6'4", 230. That's something you can't coach. You can't coach Luke Doty to be 6'4", 230. You just can't do it.
No.
If I gun to head right now, I'd probably still say Luke Doty just because I have really nothing to go off of with Jason Brown. I don't know. You know what I mean? But I'm the same exact way I was last year, man, with the quarterback situation. People ask me, who do you want to be the starter? Do you want it to be Doty? Do you want to be Helinski? Do you want it to be Hill? I just want to play the best guy. So I don't care if that's Brown. I don't care if that's Doty, whatever. Just play the guy who gives you the best chance to win. And I'm fully confident that, Coach Beamer and company will do that. Again, it's tough for me to predict who the starter is going to be. Because again, the biggest question for Jason Brown is, can he make the jump from FCS to SEC? Because again, I said this before. St. Francis ain't the SEC, bro. I know his stats are great and everything, and I mean that's awesome. I'm glad he's a Gamecock. I'm glad he chose to come here, but St. Francis ain't the SEC, bro. So we'll see what he does when he straps on the pads and goes up against Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So, but if nothing, dude, I think it's great to add depth to that room. You needed to add depth to that room. You had competition, and it's only going to make a guy like Luke Doty better. In my opinion. So
yeah, I'm excited to see what Beamer's gonna bring to the offense. I mean, he's coached, just about every position.
Yeah,
there is the coach.
Yeah. I mean, I listen, I really like the thought of a Luke Doty run offense with the read option and the running game still being almost kind of the focal point. Because I know a lot of people they get this idea we're gonna be air raid, throwing it 50 times a game. I think we're going to run the ball a lot. I mean, the strength of your team is running the football. You have two fantastic running backs, one that just ran for over 1,000 yards. We're going to run the ball. And I think the people
like David said, when you watched Oklahoma,
right,
they ran the ball a lot, but people think they air raid, but they're not.
Yeah, exactly. So I know people were critical of Luke Doty's throwing ability, and I'm not saying he looked great, but man, you got to think of who he was throwing to, the situation. I think Luke Doty can spin it. I think he'll be fine. I think he can spin it, but we'll see. Again, I mean, Jason Brown, like I said, has that build, and if he can adjust to I think the interesting thing is this year, it's an even playing field for everybody because it's not like a situation last year where you're bringing in a guy who knows the offensive coordinator's scheme for 3-4 years. Neither Brown nor Doty have ever played in a Marcus Satterfield or Shane Beamer offense. Hey, may the best man win. That's what I say. I mean, I like Luke Doty a lot. I'm glad Jason Brown chose Carolina. Hey, may the best player win. I just want to see the best guy play. So, I think this. I'll tell you this. I think they're going to let this go into fall camp. I think they're going to let this like a quarterback battle. Because I mean, hey, when you're coming off where the program has been, you're coming off a 2-win season. I mean, every position should be wide open. And these are new coaches. Yeah. These are brand new coaches, kids that were not recruited by, or at least, whatever. We're not recruited by Shane Beamer and this group of assistants. So, and I'm sure they've told them that. That's the attitude of every player on that football team is you got to prove it every day because, hey, we don't know you. We ain't seen you do anything. So
every position is open.
Yeah.
So
which is a positive. Again, the cream will rise to the top. So I think that's a positive. But yeah, I'm excited, man. Go ahead.
My last question. when we gonna pack William Price for 80-something thousand again? How long do you think that's gonna take?
I haven't. I have not.
That's always been our pinpoint, man. That's always been our advantage.
Yeah, I think that's a little above my pay grade. I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, hopefully this season. I have no idea, man. I wish I had a better answer. Hopefully this season. Fingers crossed. I'm just mad. I'm mad we can't pack out Founders Park, to be totally honest with you. But hopefully this season.
I mean, either way. I mean, with basketball and everything. I mean, this COVID is just. It's like it took over everything, took college sports away from everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pain, but whatever. It is what it is, I guess. So hopefully this season, I'm hoping for a full spring game, to be totally honest with you. So
hey, me too, brother.
Yeah. So but yeah, man.
Leave it at that and go Cox, man.
Yeah, go Cox. Yeah, I appreciate the call, man. Thanks so much.
You know it, brother.
All right, take care. Yeah, good stuff. 843-790-3377, guys. Taking your questions, comments, everything else. Looks like we had a text in from Ryan Clark. Just heard Gamecocks playing Texas in baseball this year, March 12th through 14th. Yep, that is the big news of the day thus far. Carolina, Texas. What a matchup. What a matchup. I can't wait. I mean, just, dude, even if you're not a Gamecock or Texas fan, if you're a college baseball fan, what a matchup. What a matchup this is. Let's see. Let's get back to these questions here. AJ Bowers, yeah, we're playing Texas in baseball. Really good stuff. I am, really pumped. I mean, I'm fired. I try to do when I saw that, I was, I'm fired up. Adam Ritter question, what's the difference between the baseball team and the basketball team? Like, good talent, but may stink. I'm a little worried about Kingston. I like Kingston. I like Mark. I listen, dude, this year is important for sure. But, I mean, Kingston has had a super regional season. He missed the postseason, and last year got taken away due to COVID. I mean, give the guy Ritter, give the guy a little bit of time. My God. I mean, I personally am a big Kingston guy. I still like Kingston. I'm pro Kingston. He's a baseball dude. But, hey, you know what the beauty why I love Carolina baseball is this. He's either going to win and be fine, or he's not. And there's no gray area in baseball. Like, the expectations are the expectations. Omaha is the standard. So, Ryan Clark, yes, we are playing Texas in baseball. Savannah Webster, is Texas ranked? Oh, yeah. And I'll get the official rankings here. The D1Baseball.com official rankings. But let's see. Texas, I think it's like a top 10 team. Maybe they're 11th. Texas is nasty. Texas is nasty. So let's see. Where in the world is the poll? Here we go. Texas is ranked, ninth. Ninth in the country. We're 18th. I mean, literally a top 20 matchup. You can't ask for much better than that. You cannot ask for much better than that. Jaden Harris, who do you think are going to be the kick and punt returners? I mean, Dak Joyner's an option. God, outside of that, I really don't know. I think a Dak. I mean, you're obviously looking for speedsters. I don't know, honestly. Maybe is there like a name that maybe Cam Smith? I've heard them talk about him maybe getting back there. Maybe Cam Smith. So, but yeah, Savannah, top 10 team. USC Sports, Will Muschamp was useless. We had a great offense and defense when he was there. He still could barely get to 7 wins. Yeah, you said it. Eddie Polston, game against Vandy was a pitiful display of basketball. I've never seen so many air balls, missed layups, lazy passes. Kusnard and Woods need to be so far down the bench that Martin can't find them. Again, without saying names, there's one guy that continues to see the starting five that I genuinely can't compute it. I genuinely cannot fathom it. So Tom McClellan, Kingston already had one mulligan, missed the postseason again, and he is gone. See, that's why I love Carolina baseball. Carolina baseball fans, they expect nothing short of the best. And that, you know what, that's what made, like I said, I think people, maybe there's to some people, I don't know, like a negative connotation with expectations, bro. Expectations are a great thing. That's a positive. That's a positive. You know what I mean? To have, you know how fortunate we are to have a baseball program that has expectations, like real expectations of winning, real standards of success and excellence. I mean, we are so lucky. We're so lucky to have that. So, let's see. AJ Bauer says we start our first high school practice today with the boys. Nice. Very good. Very good. Love it, man. Baseball's back. Baseball's in the air. Kind of a crappy day today in Columbia with the weather wise, but 18 days, man. It's coming. It's coming. I'm giddy. I'm literally giddy. I heard the news about the Texas baseball series. Just unreal. Unreal. What a great series. I mean, how just again from a college baseball fan perspective, I can't wait, man. Can't wait. Brandon Wagner says Woods is averaging more turnovers and then field goals this season. Yeah, it's been a rough year for Seventh Woods. And obviously that's who I'll just go ahead and say it. That's who I was talking about earlier. Listen, like I said, I didn't have any crazy expectations for Seventh Woods. When he came to South Carolina, one of my really good buddies is a UNC fan, and he kind of told me about, Seventh, these issues with his game, if you will. So I thought to myself, okay, if Seventh can be a role player and, a role player and help us out here and there and just be a solid player, not asking him to go out there and average double-digit points a game, but be a solid player, that would be great. Again, I didn't have these crazy expectations that I think, some people might have gotten carried away with it, thinking that Seventh would be like the next star at South Carolina. But, man, it's been a bad season. There's just no other way to put it. It's been bad. It's been really bad. I don't know. There's no way to sugarcoat it. You can't put it any other way. It's just been a bad year for him. AJ Bowers, people got a bad taste from Holbrook, so now they think we should be winning the College World Series every year. No, I don't think the bad taste comes from Holbrook. I think that South Carolina had a run of 2010 to 2012 where it went to the College World Series final 3 years in a row, and South Carolina won 2 of them, okay? What happened beyond that point is fans got very, very, very accustomed to that. They got accustomed to going to Omaha. They got accustomed to winning national titles. I mean, heck, the 2012 team is barely even talked about because they didn't win it all. I mean, hey, you want to poke some fun at them? That team in the upstate, Clemson, the 2012 season we had would be the best year in the history of their program. For South Carolina, that 12 team is like forgotten. We don't even talk about the 2012 season. It's insane. We literally don't even talk about it. And I think here's what I had Chad Holbrook on the show this morning. Interview drops Thursday. Phenomenal conversation. I got nothing but love for Coach Holbrook, really. When you look back at his tenure at South Carolina, this is how it played out. Super Regional in 2013, lost to a damn good UNC team. 2014, lost out in the regionals, which was very strange for South Carolina baseball. We were not accustomed to that. 2015 had a bad year. Bottom line, he even said it. Had a bad year in 2015. 2016 bounced back and went to the Supers. Was a game away from Omaha, basically. And then 2017, his last year. It's funny. You look back on the record from that season, and I really thought that season went a lot worse than it did record-wise. You went 13-17 in the conference, but you had so many injuries. What I want, and again, I think fans should keep the high expectations. I think the standard is great where it's at. Hey, we expect to get to Omaha, bottom line. Fans, though, have got to take a step back and realize just how hard it is to get to Omaha. It is so tough. And what that South Carolina baseball team did, what that group of guys did from 10 to 12, guys, I hate to tell you, it will never be matched ever again. Ever. I don't think any college baseball team will do what that team did. They won 22 straight games in the postseason, guys. That's unheard of. That's absurd. And again, I'm someone, like I said, I'm not trying to lower the bar or say Gamecock fans should expect less. But to expect that again, that's once in a lifetime kind of stuff. I mean, it really is. So, I'm not, trust me, hey, if Kingston, if this group of guys, if they miss the postseason this year, that's going to be a huge red flag for me. I mean, a huge red flag. This team is far too talented this year to miss the postseason. There's no excuse. I mean, absolutely none. Absolutely none. But again, I just, just try to give some perspective to Gamecock fans. And again, I love the high expectations, but like also while you have those expectations, say, hey, acknowledge the difficulty that it is to get to Omaha. Hey, South Carolina's ranked 18th in the country. There's 17 teams ahead of us. They're trying to get there too. And there's a ton of teams ranked behind South Carolina. They're trying to get there too. So, I mean, it's tough. It's tough. It is very tough. But with that being said, you take the job at South Carolina or you come to play at South Carolina, you know what the standard is. You know what the expectation is. And that's what makes Carolina baseball great. That's what makes it great. That's what makes it the best sport on campus, in my opinion. So that's what makes it the best sport on campus. Bottom line, it is the gem of Carolina. You can say whatever you want, but Gamecock baseball is the one sport out of the big three. No disrespect to Dawn and women's basketball, but out of the big three, Gamecock baseball is the one sport every single year. I come into the season every single season and say to myself, hey, if this is a special group of guys, like character-wise, I'm not talking about talent. If this is a special group of guys and things kind of break the right way and we put ourselves in the right position, we could win a title. We really could. We could go to Omaha and compete for a championship. There's no other sport out of the big three on campus where those thoughts even remotely cross our minds. Let's just be totally honest about it. We all love football. We love basketball, but are we really ever thinking about winning a national championship in either sport? No, we're not. We're not. So, again, I know I just went on a rant, but let's see. Yeah, AJ, that 2012 team just does not get enough love. That 2012 baseball team. Hopkins B-ball, give me your top 5 running back coaches. Dude, I don't even know that I know 5 running back coaches, to be honest with you. Just be totally transparent. I don't really have like a short list. Selfishly, I think getting a guy like Corey Boyd back, an alum, would be really, really cool. I know Jay Graham was a name that was thrown around. I think he went to Alabama, though. So I wish I had a better answer, but there's not like this short list of candidates. I trust Beamer, whoever he hires. He's going to get the best possible guy. And I mean, dude, do you really need your running back coach to do that much this year? You have freaking Kevin Harris and Marshawn Lloyd. Just don't get in their way. Just don't get in those guys' way. Find somebody who's a good recruiter, though. Obviously, you got to have that. Find somebody who's a good recruiter. AJ Bowers, I really think we can make it there again. It'll be tough, but with this talent and the way they've been looking great, I think we start competing this year. And I think we'll compete too. Again, hey, there's questions on this baseball team. There's a lot of guys on this baseball team haven't played an SEC inning. Haven't played an inning of SEC baseball. Hey, a lot of good players on this team too. I love Thomas Farr and Brandon Jordan. I think those dudes are going to be filthy. But guess what? Neither one of them's ever pitched in an SEC game. So, hey, those are question marks. But I will say I'm very high on this year's team. I like this year's team a lot. And I would also, again, say this to the Gamecock baseball fan that, hey, guys, this team could be really good this year and go 16-14 in the league. And that would be that honestly would be a damn good season because the SEC is loaded. It's loaded. Like Vanderbilt in Florida, man, what they're doing, the teams they've built, it's unreal. So, again, guys, I know I went on a little bit of a rant there. 843-790-3377, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls as well. Eddie Polson says, we let a Vanderbilt player averaging 4 points a game scorch us for 29 points. Indeed, my friend, indeed. Indeed, we did. I mean, bro, what is there? Like I said, you want to talk basketball. What is there really to say on the basketball side of things? I like Frank. I say it again. I like Frank Martin. I think Frank Martin's a good coach. Yada, yada, yada. But the reality is this Gamecock basketball program it's just in a tough spot right now. It's in a really tough spot. And, you got to kind of make a decision if you're what do you want out of this program? I mean, what do you want? What do you want? Because here's the thing. If you're not going to be good, you better be entertaining. Because like I said before, basketball's not football. Guys, there has to be a product. There has to be a product. Has to be. Really, baseball is the same way, too, for a lot of people. There's got to be a product, man. And when you don't have a product, people stop caring. We could go 0-12 in football and everybody's going to watch, right? I mean, and no doubt. I mean, look at this past season. We went 2-8. We're god-awful. There wasn't anybody missing games. So, I don't really know what the solution is, guys. I guess just grin and bear it and just take it up the butt for the rest of the just take it for the rest of the 2021 season, I guess. I don't know. Been a lot of challenges this year. I hate to use COVID as an excuse for this group of guys and the play. And there's no excuse for that Vandy game. There's just absolutely none. No excuse whatsoever. Just flat out got embarrassed. It's just embarrassing. So again, I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. I wish I had a better answer. I don't know. I'm not saying firing Frank Martin's the answer, but it's more so to me, the reason you'd make a move is because of the feeling that I have today, the feeling that I had Saturday, the feeling that I had yesterday about just this apathy, man. It's just like, who cares? Like we're not good. Like I said this a few weeks ago. We're not good enough for and I say the common fan, okay? And when I say the common fan, alum, not an alum, whatever it is, but the Gamecock fan that is a fan, wears the garnet and black, no doubt, and, but has limited time, limited resources, limited emotion, has other things going on, has a job, has a family, whatever. Normal person, the common fan. Like for basketball, there's got to be a product, and we're just not good enough for, hey, it's a Saturday night at 8:30 and the Gamecocks are playing Vandy. Or I could go hang with friends, go out and about, go to dinner, hang with the wife, hang with the kid, do whatever else. People are picking the whatever else because it's like we're not good enough to like invest that time and emotion. Braden Tripp says, no way you were sober after that game in the post-game reaction. Yeah, we had a couple cold ones, so I apologize if anybody. I don't know, whatever. I wasn't gonna not do a post game video, and that game was tough to watch. We'll put it that way. So yeah, one too many cold brewskis, I guess. Whatever, screw it. Oh well. I'm genuine. I'm real about it. You guys know that. So I definitely had more than normal because of the way the game was going. I can tell you that much. So, Mason says we'll beat Florida by 30. Honestly, that's kind of that's something this team would do. No question, that's something this team would do. I would not put it past them. Ryan says, who shines at wide receiver next year? I'm going to go with Amarian Brown. I like Amarian Brown's game a lot. The transfer from Georgia Tech, I think Amarian Brown is going to be a baller for us. So, Travis Burrell says, COVID has destroyed people's care, I think, for college basketball, period. No atmosphere anywhere. Tourney will be played in Indianapolis. So boring. But yet, I continue to watch our shit show on the hardwood. My friend, I'll be doing the same exact thing all season long. You and I both. You and I both will be watching that thing all season long. We're not going anywhere. So, hey, we're going to ride this thing out and just whatever. I mean, what else can you say, man? Just whatever. Ride it out and hope for the best. All you really can do. So, again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls. I got about a minute left. We'll go ahead and wrap it up. Check out the podcast drop this morning, episode 371. Again, like I said, I really use this Monday podcast to just vent. just vent and let my emotions fly and talk about the current state of Gamecock basketball and all that good stuff. But great show. You know, we had that, listener questions, and also really great conversation with my buddy Ben Upton of the 11.7 podcast. You guys have maybe never heard of it. It's a college baseball podcast. They do a great job. And again, I'll probably be going on their show in a few weeks to talk Carolina baseball. But no, just want to have that chat. Just two guys talking ball, man. That's really all it is today on today's show for the interview. Ben Upton of the 11.7 podcast. Also, guys, quick reminder, podcast all week, the Daily Crow all week. We'll be doing the pregame shows for the basketball games on Wednesday and Saturday. Wednesday tip-offs at 6:30. So 5:30 to 6, we will do the Daily Crow pregame show. Saturday tip-off is at 3:30. So I will go live 2:30 to 3 to take all of your questions. But guys, other than that, appreciate you all tuning in, and go check out the podcast, check out all the content, tons of content coming your way here on a Monday. And other than that, one other thing, we may do Road to Glory. Who knows? We'll do it sometime this week. I don't know if it'll be today or not, but yeah, you guys just be on the lookout for that. So appreciate you all tuning in. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks.